Kamerangizni baribir o'chirib qo'yarkansiz. So I have started our YouTube streaming, and Ms. Aziza, I would like to ask you to put your presentation into full screen.
Okay. That's interesting. Now it's visible, yes? Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. It is visible. So can you kind of try to move your presentation to the next slide? So because sometimes it's not working, that's, oh, yeah, it is working. So that is perfect.
Okay, can I start?
Now, let me kind of allow all participants to join.
Yes, okay. Then you will tell me, okay?
So I'm accepting them. Okay. Okay, good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen, and you are welcome to today's webinar. And today our presenter is Aziza Kulahmedova, and I'm your moderator, Yakut Sharipova. And we're really happy to see you again. And I hope this session will be also helpful for you. And today, Aziza is going to talk about writing. And I hope you will be very active in question answer period in our chat box. In both if you are YouTube participants in YouTube, if you are Zoom participant in Zoom. But I would like to remind you that you need to sign in to your Zoom and YouTube account using your full name, which you are going to see in your certificate, because it is pre-last day, and tomorrow I will kind of do a short introduction about our courses and try to give you full information about our courses. And tomorrow is our last day, and we will have one activity for our voucher and certificates as well. And I hope everything is clear. And let me give it to Aziza Kulahmedova. It's over to you. Good luck, dear.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Let's start today's webinar. So first of all, I would like to start with just reminding you that if you participate 5 days and you will learn 5 topics, along with this, you are going to get a certificate if you participate, full participation if you have, and if you answer correctly to all 5 questions from the webinars, you are going to get a voucher for IELTS instructor course. So let's start. So my name is Aziza Kulahmedova, and I am one of the teacher trainers in this company, TESOL Asia International. So first, I would like to kind of introduce our courses, what kind of courses we have. So we have OFPOL regulated TESOL level 6 diploma course. We have of-call regulated TEFL level 5 certificate course, of-call endorsed TESOL level 7 diploma course, of-call endorsed educational management and leadership level 5 diploma course. Then level 6 diploma in teacher training course, level 5 certificate in TAIL, teaching young learners and teenagers course, theme teacher course. Then we have teaching business English diploma course, IELTS instructor, IELTS preparation course, short teacher training course, and CLIL courses. So we have this kind of courses, and if you are interested, you can just contact us through given number. And so let me start. Today's webinar is going to be about writing, developing writing from guided to free. So first of all, I would like to mention about approach to teaching writing. We have product writing, process writing, gender-based writing, and creative writing. Just one reminder for you. If you are really interested and you would like to get more benefits from this webinar, come here with your notebook and pen or pencil. It will be helpful for you in order to make some notes. Okay, so first, in the first slide, I would like to say some kind of quotations about writings. Okay, as you see. So, as you know, writing is the most challenging language skill for our students when we teach, for us, ourselves as a teachers also. That's why students are somehow afraid of writing. So we should encourage them writing more, keeping different kind of diaries, giving them some tasks as journals. They can write their daily deeds, what they did through the day. And as you know, this kind of practice makes perfect, and they will be day by day better in writing. So here, as you see, even just best authors, they also do practice also. As you see here, write, just do it, then again, then some more and more. Don't wait for inspiration. If you do enough of it, inspiration will eventually come. Nancy Kress says this. Or as Anne Lamott says, almost all good writing begins with terrible first efforts. You need to start somewhere. So you should encourage your students to write more and more. And they will come to the writing as they expect. They will be better in this skill also. So here, there are 4 developed aspects to building the skill of writing. So the first one is forming the letters. Okay, so forming the letters. So forming the letters comes from the grade 1, when we teach them how to write letters, how to recognize. Okay, then we teach them spelling correctly. And then the next stage comes being able to express an idea in correct English. So this is a long process, ranging from choosing a single appropriate word to fill a gap, then to complete free writing. So the whole of this range is creative in the sense of producing a piece of language from a set of choices. But we will call this production rather than creation. So the more creative uses of language, writing in an appropriate register, control of discourse and argument, knowing when to depart from accepted or ordinary usage, confident use of colloquialism or imaginary. The student is creative in a more artistic and intellectual sense. So here, as you noticed, first we should teach letters, forming letters, then we should teach how the words to write correctly with the correct spelling, then filling in the gaps with appropriate words, logical words, then we should give them some kind of practice to make a sentence, then to make a text from paragraphs to the texts. Okay, So let me just introduce what is process writing and product writing. So in process writing, text goes as a resource of comparison. While in product writing, the students just imitate model texts. In process writing, ideas are as a starting point. So they start with ideas. And in product writing, organization of ideas more important than ideas themselves. So here, logical order of sequencing just texts, linkers, these are important in product writing. So in process writing, more than one draft, and in product writing, just one draft. Process writing more global, focus on purpose, theme, text type, reader is emphasized. And in product writing, features highlighted, including controlled practice of those features. And the process writing, mostly it is collaborative. You can give to your students to do this. Just one topic you should choose with them, or you should give them a choice to choose themselves, as it is collaborative writing, process writing. But product writing, it's individual type of writing. So then process writing goes to emphasis on creative process, and product writing emphasis on end product. Okay, let's move to the next. So now the task for you, I would like you to take some time and do this task. So these words are important for understanding the writing process. Match each word with the correct definition. So you can write in a chat. Yes, take some time and do this activity, the first activity for you. Okay, have you finished?
So not yet, because I cannot see any answers in the chat box.
Mm-hmm.
And no answers in a YouTube as well, YouTube streaming as well. So I think they also need some more time about the training. We have some answers in chat box. Hilola Mahmoud John mentioned that A3, B4, C8, D7, E2, F6. And Munisa Mahkamba has mentioned A3. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Halala Mahmoud Jonava again kind of did corrected. G1. Munisa Mahkamova B is 4. Hilala Mahmoud Jonava H5. Wow, Hilala and Munisa were active participants.
Yes. Really active participants. Good job. Okay, so let's check. So A1 step goes to, as you said, number 3. Yes, one thing in a series of things you do. Good job. So B1 topic goes to number 4, subject. What the piece of writing is about. Yes. Okay, next C1, gathering ideas. So here goes to find and collect ideas together. Then D, organize. It goes to 7, to arrange in a clear, logical way. The sequence we need here, yes? Okay, E, paragraph, goes to group of related sentence. We form paragraph. Okay, then F goes to 6, a short piece of writing, at least 3 paragraphs long. Then proofread. Proofread goes to number 1 to check a piece of writing for errors. And then the last one, edit, goes to number 5 to change or correct a piece of writing. You can check your answers. So as you see here, so we should start with brainstorming ideas. First, we know the topic, and then we gather all ideas, brainstorm our ideas. Then we sort out the most necessary one. Then we organize our ideas, and then we make sentence. From the sentence, we make paragraph. Then it goes to essay. After writing the essay, we proofread one more time. If necessary, we edit, and then we can submit to our teacher or someone else. Okay, thank you for this activity. Can I move to the next slide? Do you have any questions? So one more time. A1 goes to 3. A is a step, one thing in the series things you do. B, topic, it's number 4. Subject, what the piece of writing is about. C, gather, it is 8, to find and collect together. D, organize, it is 7, to arrange in a clear, logical way. E, paragraph, it is 2, a group of related sentence. Essay, it is 6, a short piece of writing, at least 3 paragraphs long. G, proofread, goes to number 1 to check a piece of writing for errors. And H, edit, it is for number 5 to change or correct a piece of writing. Thank you very much for your answers. Very good.
Okay, in a chat box, they said that everything is clear, no questions. And in the chat, YouTube streaming also, they have mentioned that there is no questions. Okay, you may continue, dear Aziza, in this case.
Okay, let's continue. Just a moment, I cannot move to the next slide. Okay, here. So the writing process. Okay, just a minute. I have to. Okay, here. The writing process. So it consists of several phases, as we said. So pre-writing, choosing a topic, gathering ideas, organizing ideas, outlining. So in pre-writing stage, as a teacher, you can just ask your students to brainstorm their ideas. So first you can choose a topic with themselves, or you can give a topic yourself. Or they can just guess the topic. You can show them a picture, and from the picture, they should guess the topic. It's also one of the warm-up kind of activities. And then after choosing a topic, they start gathering ideas, what they know about this topic, what they are going to write maybe about this topic. Then after brainstorming all ideas, you should choose just the most necessary ones. What do you think the most important ones, the most useful ones? Organize that ideas. So what are you going to write first? What you are going to write in the second paragraph? So in phase 2 goes drafting. So write the first draft. After writing the first draft, so you should review content and structure. Then one more time, you should revise, proofread. If necessary, you can exchange with your peers. You can give such task to peer edit with your peers, with the students. Or you can submit to the teacher, and the teacher also gives a chance to improve your work. Then after proofreading goes the next stage, make a final correction. After final correction, you can submit your work. So we should give a chance to our students several times to change their works, because for the first time, maybe they were in a hurry, maybe they had a lack of imagination, maybe. So that's why it's better to give them the second chance also to revise, to review the content and improve their work. So good writers go through several steps to produce effective piece of writing. So this is adapted from academic writing, from paragraph to essay book. Okay, in the next stage, just a moment. Here, we have true, false activity here. This is another activity, and it also takes time. So now you are going to read the statement and write true or false. If the statement is false, you should change it to true, to make it true. So then compare your answer with a partner. You can write in a chat box your opinion here. So as I mentioned, A, B, C, you can write and then true or false. Or you can write just true and mention A, C, D, for example, like this. So first take some time and read this statement. Yes, take some time and just. Okay. Yes, I can see some answers from Dora Yuldasheva, from Mirsaid Kasimov. Good job. From Hilala Mahmoudjanova.
And Miss Aziza, there are some also in YouTube channel as well. Wazira Baby A true, B true, C false, she has mentioned it.
Okay.
And Fayoza, her name is Fayoza, and D is false. So A, B true, C, D false, as she has mentioned.
So now let's check. Yes, the first one, A, details give more specific information than the topic sentence. Yes, it is true. It's true. By details, you can give more and more specific information. Yes, because in topic sentence, you are just giving general information. Yes, then in details, you can give more specific information. That's why it is true. Number A is true. Okay, B1. B1 also true. An explanation tells the reader what something is or how it works. That's right, it is true. You are right. Then C. So C is false. Who mentions that it is false? They are correct. So a detail is a specific description. An example is sometimes a short personal story. So C1 is false. Next goes D. D is also false. So yes. Did you tell anything? No? Okay, the concluding sentence uses different words from the topic sentence. So it is false. So the concluding sentence uses not the same words, yes? They use different words from the topic sentence. Next goes E. What do you think, E? The concluding sentence should finish the paragraph with a new idea or not? So here is also false. The concluding sentence shouldn't finish the paragraph with a new idea. So as you know, we should finish paragraph with the same idea. We cannot move to the new idea. We can move to the new idea in the new paragraph. That's why E is false. Next goes F. A peer editor should mark any spelling and grammatical mistakes carefully. So F is also false. A peer editor shouldn't mark any spelling or grammatical mistakes. As you know, first, when we check the students' work or when we give them to check to their peers, we should just underline the mistake. If we have spelling mistake, we can just mention on the margins maybe, or above the word spell, like a spelling, or gr, like grammar mistake, or p, punctuation, or preposition, or word order, wo. So we shouldn't correct. Give a chance to correct to themselves. I mean, to the author of the composition. Give them chance to correct themselves. That's why it is false. Peer editors should mark any spelling grammatical mistakes carefully. No, we should give a chance to them. Okay, so G, a peer editor should give some positive comments. Yes, it's true. Because when you give positive comments, and with this, you can just encourage your, how to say, your peer maybe, or your students to write even more. Yes, to practice more. Otherwise, your student or peer can be demotivated if you just write negative comments. That's why we should give positive comment. As you know, sandwich feedback. So first we should start with some good things, then we should mention some negative sides, I mean some drawbacks of the writing, and then we should end with the positive words, like well done, good job, I know you can do better, like this one. So we should give positive comments. Sandwich technique works best here. So H, peer editing helps the writer, not the reader. Unfortunately, it is false. Peer editing helps the writer and the reader, both the writer and the reader. Because when the peer reads the work of his peer, of his just classmate or groupmate, he maybe realizes his own mistakes, and he can learn from his peers' mistakes. And the next time, he is not going to do such kind of mistakes, maybe. That's why it's both beneficial for the writer and for the reader. Okay, next, I. It is false. So if a peer editor can't understand something that you wrote, then you know he or she isn't a very good reader. No, it is false. Peer editing helps the writer and the reader, and if peer editor can't understand something that you wrote, then you know there may be a problem with his or her reading or your writing. Sometimes we have not good writing. That's why reader cannot understand. So we should make our handwriting better, and we should encourage our students to write more to make their handwriting better. Nowadays, IELTS also is taken on, mostly taken on just online, I mean, just online version. And you are not going to write with your hands. I mean, no need for handwriting. You can just type the text. But in some cases, you need handwriting. That's why it's better to improve handwriting in order to make it understandable for the reader. Yes. Okay, and the J. A peer editor should be able to identify your topic sentence, main idea, and concluding sentence easily. It's true. So peer editor should be able to identify your topic sentence. So first goes topic sentence. then the main idea comes. So it should be separated. As I said, as first paragraph, then second, and the concluding sentence should be found easily by pure editor. So J1 is true. One more time, let me just say one more time. A true, B true, C false, D false, E false, F false, G true, H false, I false, and J true. If everything is clear, if you have any questions, you can ask now. If no questions, I can move to the next part of our webinar. So in chat, clear, okay. I made 2 mistakes, okay. Good job. Thank you. Now let's move to the next activity here. Okay, just a moment. So here, now we have fact and opinion, or both activity here. How do you differentiate between fact and opinion? So this kind of activities we have in reading task also. So now it is something connected between reading and writing. So here you should read and just imagine you're writing. So do these types of writing use mostly facts, mostly opinions, or an even mixture of both? Write F for fact, O for opinion, or B for both. Explain your choices to a partner. So as a teacher, we give our students to write about a film review. For example, we just recommend them to watch a movie or film, and at home, they should write a film review. So first you should, of course, you should show a model of this. And what do you think? Is it a fact writing or opinion writing, or goes to both? Next goes to advice column. Advice column we should teach, especially when we teach them modal verbs should, shouldn't, in grammar point, I mean. So in that case, you can connect your grammar with writing. So here goes advice column. You should, when you teach conditionals also. If you have such kind of problem, then goes advice column. So next, see police report of a crime. So this is something serious, yes, especially for job of police officers. Next, the travel brochure, news report, E, F, book report for university literature class, G, magazine advertisement, and H, personal email to a friend. So their answers can vary, yes, there will be different opinions. Okay, let's wait a bit. Let's wait for digesting this information. What is fact? What is opinion? Okay, I can see in chat some answers. Yes, F, it is fact. You are right, Nida. Okay. B is opinion, C is a fact. Okay, D is a fact. A opinion, B fact, C fact. Good job. Okay, thank you for your answers, dear participants. Now let's discuss. So film review. Film review can be opinion or can be both, because they can write some facts from the films also. That's why It can be both. Facts, they can write some kind of facts that main heroes, actors, in what year it released this film. So this is a kind of fact. That's why it goes to opinion or both. You can write. Two options is possible here. So next one, B, advice column. Mostly this is opinion because every student writes his or her own opinion. That's why B1 is definitely opinion. So C, police report of a crime. It is fact because police writes what's happened and in what place, investigation cases. They just write facts, no opinion, because opinions, it's not just here allowed. They should write just facts. So C1 is exactly fact. So D, travel brochure. Travel brochure goes for fact and for opinion. As you are, for example, a tour guide, maybe you can write your own opinion. This is the most beautiful place. For example, for you, it is the most beautiful place. Or for other people, it's not so beautiful. That's right. That's why it is just goes for travel brochure for fact and opinion. So it goes for both travel brochure. Then E1, news report. It is definitely fact because in news they report only facts, what's happened, yes, or what's happening in the world. F, book report for a university literature class. So book report goes for opinion also because everyone writes about that book, his own opinion on the literature class, or it goes for both also. It's also possible. And G1, it is both magazine advertisement, goes for facts and for opinion also. And H, for opinion also, personal email to a friend. Thank you for your participation. I can see some chats also. Good job, Sadat Hajar. Good job. Okay, now we are moving to the next slide. So here, as you mentioned, so topic sentence gives the main idea of the paragraph, then goes thesis statement, is a sentence that tells the main idea to the whole essay. Okay, then here goes writing a strong thesis statement. So what is thesis statement? Thesis statement gives the author's opinion or states an important idea about the topic. It should give an idea that can be discussed and explained with supporting ideas. So we should be able to continue our idea. That's why in thesis statement, we should give just something to continue with. A thesis statement shouldn't be a sentence that only gives a fact about the topic, and the thesis statement shouldn't state two sides of an argument equally. So first, we should just discuss the first side, and then in the next paragraph, we can discuss the other side. So that's why writing a strong thesis statement is very important. Okay. So if you digest this information, I will move to the next slide. And now here we have different genres of writing, types of writing. We have types of reading genres also, and we have various writing genres here. Journal writing, we have biographical writing, expository, narrative writing, descriptive, poetry writing, different types of writing. And let me see the time. If we had some time, just for you, can you just write for yourself quizzes.com? It's just some kind of quiz that you can also do with your students if you teach writing. It's very interesting quiz to differentiate types of writing. So first you should teach your students what is narrative writing. So in narrative writing, as you know, so we are going to describe a story, what's happened in a logical order. So in expository writing, we are going to give a full explanation of something. For example, just like an exhibition. So this goes to expository writing. So persuasive writing, mostly we do when we are advertising something or we want to encourage someone to buy something or to change opinion. In that case, we are going to write persuasive writing. So descriptive writing. Descriptive writing, we use descriptive writing when we are describing different kind of, let's say, events or people, or it can be objects also, different kind of places. We use descriptive writing. Comparative writing also goes to argumentative essays when we compare two things. And academic writing. Academic writing we use mostly in academic institutions like institutes, universities, or high schools in that level. So if you have time with your students, you can just move to this quizzes.com, and with this link, you can do some quiz with your students. If we have time, at the end, if we have time, for sure, we are going to go through this link also in order to identify the types of genres of writing. So next goes to creative writing. After you give your students explanation how to write, what to write, then explain different types of genres, you should give your students not only just tasks from your textbook or from what is needed. You should give them chance to express their opinions, write anything that they want in creative way. So without judging, without just correcting their ideas, just let them write what they want. And it goes to creative writing. By writing creatively, they can gain more ideas. They can improve their imagination skills also. They can just be good at finding more and more ideas if you let them writing this kind of creative writing. If you give from time to time, you give them to write creative writing. So in creative writing, students, they choose their own topics themselves, and they write anything what they want, anything what comes from the bottom of their heart. There is no rule. I mean, no paragraph are not divided. Like, for example, in the first paragraph, you should write the topic sentence, then thesis sentence. So in creative writing, they should write anything what they want, and it can be not in logical order. They can write in different way. So from time to time, you should give your students such kind of activities also. And after time passes, after they improve their writing skills, you can give, you should save this kind of first creative writing in portfolios. Then after some time, you should give them their work. And they look at their creative writing and they can find their own mistakes. Maybe they can improve their writing, or maybe they can change the order of paragraphs, maybe sequencing of ideas, and they can edit themselves through creative writing. And creative writing can also make to better improving their writing skills also. Okay, then next slide. If you teach online, dear colleagues, if you teach online, this kind of storyboard Z digital storytelling application, this is application, you can find this application through this link, will be beneficial for you. Here, your students can just create their own story. For example, as a homework, you can give them to create a short story, maybe. In the storyboard Z application, they can choose their own characters. They can choose different kind of historical events, or they can choose place even, and they can just draw or just put something. This is very good for those students, and it helps them to improve not only writing skills, but also like digital literacy skills also. If you teach online, this is also beneficial for online teaching, digital storytelling. Through these kind of pictures, they can express their ideas. It's also good for young learners, because young learners, they are not so good at writing, but they are good at creating. They can choose the characters and they can retell. It goes along with not only writing, but with improving speaking skills also. So here we improve writing and speaking. As you know, these are productive skills. So they can choose a different kind of culture, a different kind of maybe historical events, etc. Okay, just to try once more with your students. Maybe your students will love this, or maybe you can find a different kind of equivalent for this storytelling. They can express their views from concerning this matter. Good. Okay. This is just one suggestion also for you to improve your lessons. Okay, next. So as in each skill, we have sub-skills also in writing sub-skills. So note-taking, range and accuracy, appropriateness, cohesion, coherence, register, formality and style, capitalization, punctuation, formatting, and spelling. So from early years, we should teach our students to write with appropriate writing style. For example, it can be formal style or informal style. We should teach them. And when you are giving writing composition for your students, you should also give them a rubric or just the criteria, what you are going to assess. According to criteria, your students should be able to follow that criteria and write exactly what you want as a teacher. For example, if you say, I'm going to pay attention to capitalization, to punctuation, so they should pay more attention to this kind of things. Or if you say, I would like to check your grammar and accuracy, so they would focus mostly on just the grammar and accuracy. From early stages of writing, you should teach them how to write correctly. For example, you can give them some kind of spelling dictations maybe, and just explaining them. So to write some kind of names or maybe months or weeks with capital letters. And then you should teach them from step by step. So range and accuracy, how to make a sentence in a logical order. So word order, they should just know. Then register, when we have to write formal letters, what are the formal language words, for example, or what are the informal language words you should teach from them. Then you should ask from your students. So then you pay attention to cohesion. Then in coherence, by the way, when you are going to check, for example, their cohesion and coherence, so first you should teach linkers also. Before that, after that, next, forever, for the more, moreover, however, like this kind of words. So, and then also note-taking skills. Note-taking is also like skill, and it's really beneficial when they are doing listening. For example, in not in IELTS, maybe in TOEFL test, you are going to listen twice, and there is no question. You cannot see the question. In IELTS examination, for example, you can see the questions, and then you should focus on that listening. But as you know, in TOEFL examination, if you have such students who wants to take TOEFL, so first they should listen without viewing the question. That's why they should be good at note-taking skills. They should write the most important words, the most important phrases, maybe in details they should write. So you should develop note-taking skills also in order, if you want your student to succeed in such kind of like TOEFL writing examinations. That's why these writing soft skills are really important, and they are important in every stage. I mean, from the beginning until, till academic writing also. That's why you should teach one by one these all soft skills if you want your students to achieve.
Yeah, I think she has an technological issue and she will join us as soon as possible. I hope so. So until she comes back, I can just read chat box notice. Can you share the link to find storytelling resources by Parisa Satishwa? Okay, I will kind of ask her and maybe she will share it. Yes, there is no voice because of her internet issue. She has a power outage. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, dear, she has a power outage, and I think I will continue instead of her, and I will finish it if you don't mind. I'm so sorry for today's inconveniences. So we know that it is an electricity, and cutting off electricity is becoming kind of one of our part of our life. Okay, and so we have some chat ideas again. It would be very useful if we need some resources too. Okay, we will try to stuff you with some resources, and I can promise to share them tomorrow, because tomorrow I will conduct the last session, and I would like to remind you that tomorrow we will have our final day where I will give full information about these all courses, and we will have kind of one questionnaire to our voucher. So if I'm not mistaken, she has stopped on this slide, and she started to talk about coherence and cohesion. And so, you know, like I do agree with all her ideas about coherence and cohesion. So we need to pay attention that coherence and cohesion is like a sentence in a paragraph should talk between each other. So that means you need to move like from topic sentence to your supporting ideas very smoothly. But coherence, it is like your paragraph should talk to each other. So that means if I ask something from you, you need to give an answer. So it means that it is a dialogue between paragraphs. So you need to remember this rule while kind of checking your students' work, or while kind of following the rules of conference computer vision. And this slide, she has presented some activities for different stages of writing lesson, because you need to know that skill-based classes, they follow pre, while, post stage. But accuracy-based classes, I mean grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, they need to follow presentation, practice, and production process. So in pre-writing, you may organize different brainstorming activities, quick writing activities, mind mapping activities, note taking, previewing, and guided paraphrasing as well. In while part of activity, which is where you need to give like as an input that you are going to deal with your student. So, and this input should be also followed by coherence and cohesion activities as well. And oh, Aziza, she's back. I think she could solve her problem with electricity. And I will finish this slide and I will give you turn. So as she has mentioned, like fast writing, select or rejecting, sorting out different activities, ordering, deciding on line item. So post manage, it is application, what you have taught in pre and while into the realia. This is the golden rule of post activity, where they need to do different production by themselves using the structure, using the rules that you have taught during the lesson as well. And that she has presented communicative activities. Peer evaluation can be a good activity for post process, giving a feedback and reviewing and editing. But remember that they need to produce using the rules or using the inputs that you gave during your pre and while process, if I'm not mistaken. And we have Aziza back. Aziza, I think you will share. Are you able to conduct your session by yourself, Aziza? She still have a problem. Okay, in this case, I think that is that is all for today. And as I promised, I would like to share the links of online tools that she has mentioned during her session, such as storytelling, as you have already asked. I'm sharing this tool in our chat box right now. So this is story creating tool, as she has mentioned it in her presentation. And let me share, look through, and the other tools. Okay. And I think she has also kind of used bamzoo.com, where you may kind of create different guided writing activities. Okay, dears, any questions concerning to today's session? I would like to express my apology for technological problem for today, but anyway, you could manage to get something from today's presentation. Remember, it was a piece of courses, and if you are interested in, you may address to our admin and to get very full information. And let me check quickly what is presented in our YouTube streaming. Rajab Varano, I got very useful information. Thanks a lot. The Fayoza Dadaboy, can we give different writing tasks for different level learners? And what about marking? I actually do the same, but some of my learners may not agree with the results. So in this case, you need to present your rubric beforehand. Remember, when you design the activity, you need to think about your assessment before designing the activity, because your assessment aim, your activity aim should match with each other. And if you present it beforehand, if you kind of explain why each rubric is important, and it would be very easy for you to assess and to prove that you did the right thing. So rubric is very helpful in this case. Reina Mamadaliva, the presentation was so useful for me, thank you. We are really happy if we could manage to give you something. Malahat Abedalbaeva, storytelling by pictures is a good idea, but not a new method as for me. Yes, it is not a new method, but you can do different activities, like you may ask them to put it into order and then create, or you may give the beginning and you may ask them to create the ending. So ending, when you ask them such kind of activities, it would be very kind of interesting, and your students use their creative writing as well. Yes, clear, but mentioned by Nada. Yes, English teacher must be a creator. Yes, nowadays it is one of our duties for today. Okay, and there are some ideas in the Zoom. Thanks a lot. All helpful activities you shared. Thank you very much for your informative webinar by Severa Nadirova. Okay, thank you, dears, for your participation, for your patience, and for your warm wishes. We hope we will keep on continuing our professional development series in the future, and we will share what we have found out, what we are using, and what our TESOL coordinators suggest to us with you, because we are together with you. And tomorrow it's our last day for webinar. I would like to mention that tomorrow we will give full information about different courses of TESOL Asia, and at the same time we will have contents on a voucher. And thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.